Welcome to our last video of this series, Introduction to Philosophy, the Pre-Socratics. Today we will talk of Empedocles. Empedocles was born in 450 before Christ. The city of Agrigento, ancient name Acragas, in Sicily, is the birthplace of Empedocles. He claimed that wherever he would go, men and women assail him for advice and healing. He claimed to possess drugs to ward off old age and to know spells to control the weather. He wrote a poem on nature, and that he had been disciple of Pythagoras and Parmenides. Amongst the Presocratics philosophers, his works represent the largest corpus that has reached us. That means we have the largest number of lines which have survived until our days. Empedocles' observations and theories of nature have survived until the modern times, when science, endowed with new tools and new theorems, produced a radical shift in the paradigm of knowledge. He is the first of the Presocratic philosophers who introduces multiple elements of which the world is made. Empedocles says that the principles of reality must be like the Parmenidean sphere. They must have the character of oneness. They must be immobile, still, and eternal. He states that there are four elements, which is four kinds of matter. Fire is considered also an element in itself. These elements are called in Greek rhizomata, roots. It's a Greek word that means roots. So they are earth, fire, water, and air. They're familiar, no? These are called the rhizomata. None of them is completely and definitely taking over the others. They coexist. They exist together. From one of Empedocles' fragment we read, quote, "From these four sprang what was and is and ever shall. Trees, beasts, and human beings, males and females all, birds of the air, and fishes, bred by water bright. The age-old gods as well, long worshipped in the bright. These four are all there is, each other interweaving and intermixed, the world's variety achieving." End of quote. The other important aspect of Empedocles' philosophy is that he provides the cause to the movement and the mixture of the four elements. The cause is represented by attraction and repulsion, love and strife. They move the universe. They are the forces in the field. At one time, the roots, the elements, unite in one growing organism, and at another time they split to be many out of one. Quote, "The things never cease their continual interchange, now through love coming together into one, now carried apart from each other by strife's hatred." End of quote. This represents the introduction of the efficient cause, the cause for the motion, and this aspect, this theory, was praised by the great Aristotle. We report that our philosopher produced also a form of theory of evolution, ante litteram, based on the survival of the fittest. In fact, first, flesh and bone emerged as a chemical mixture of the elements. Then, unattached limbs and organs were formed. Unsocked eyes, arms without shoulders, and faces without necks. Then, those isolated organs found partners, giving life to unstable and fragile organisms. Therefore, only the fittest structures would survive to be the human and animal species we know. Finally, Empedocles is also credited with his own epistemology. Epistemology is the science of how to know and what we can know. A theory of perception and knowledge. Like is known by like. Like is known by like. This was an expression of Empedocles to refer to the idea that the same elements that are in the world are in the human being. So, these ends our series of lessons on the Pre-Socratics, the origin of Western philosophy. I hope you enjoyed the videos, and any constructive feedback is appreciated. More helps, more documentation is provided off the video as a resources for these courses. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll be happy to answer my best. Until next time, enjoy.